Oh, trenders, it happened. I am currently recording this right after a very long night of doing a ton of work with even more to go, with putting a script together and doing some other bits, but I am too hyped to simply stay silent, and having a midweek video seems very fitting this week. You guys, they revealed all of the details about the game that we really wanted to know. So here are my thoughts on the name of the game, the release date, and some of the stuff that we were shown in the trailer to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Please subscribe, as we are around 8 months away from the release of one of, if not the best looking game ever made for Switch, and you'll get all of the updates about the game first on the Triforce Trends channel. Let's talk. The first thing I noticed in this trailer, and the first thing I really want to talk to you guys about, is the title of the game, and of course the amount of dungeons in the game, since I am quite the dungeon oriented fellow when it comes to talking about Zelda games. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to hope for around 8 real dungeons in the next game through this tease we have been given. Keep in mind that this is still technically a theory, but honestly I'm almost taking it as a fact at this point. At the start of the trailer we see a figure on a platform. Some seem to think this is Hylia's true form, others seem to think Ganondorf. At the moment I think it might just be Hylia, but it could definitely be something or someone else. With this figure, they're being circled by 7 different tiers, which, judging by the title of the game, are going to be an integral part of the story. If they are the tiers, then I am pretty darn sure that there will be 7 dungeons in the game at the very least. We are used to collecting things from the end of dungeons fairly often in the Zelda series. We've seen it a good number of times now, and I don't really think it's out of the realm of possibility that we could collect one of these at the end of each main dungeon in the game. Each tier could even be enshrouded in one of those glowy orbs that we saw during the delay trailer. If that's the case, then I'm guessing that these tiers will be used to systematically fix the Master Sword, which has also been implied to be a large part of the story, with half of the Master Sword being dormant in the title of the game. Knowing that there could be 8 dungeons in the game, or at the very least 8 bosses, with some in the overworld and the rest in dungeons, is insanely exciting to me. It shows me at least that the next game might be putting more emphasis on dungeons, which also means a lot more development time was likely put in those areas, which could mean some very good, happy feelings for people like myself who felt put off from dungeons in Breath of the Wild and preferred the pure dungeon format, if you will, from the former games. Hopefully we get some more intricate design back and some more puzzles that make sense within certain themes, but at this point I'm basically spitballing, so let's move on. I want to talk about the connections that this game seems to be drawing, because honestly it's a little crazy how many different vibes I'm getting from this game all of the time. Especially in this trailer, I'm getting Twilight Princess vibes, Skyward Sword vibes, and I am almost certain this game wholly links to the Zonai after that trailer, but we'll talk about that a bit later on. For now, I want to talk about how hyped I am on the Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess vibes. For the moment, the game feels a little more like Skyward Sword for a few reasons. First of all, the trailer has referenced Skyward Sword directly a few times now through that trailer. It's honestly sort of crazy. Twilight Princess wise, the trailer showcased some symbols and character designs that feel like they were ripped directly from that game, especially the design of that supposed Hylia figure. Their clothes look very similar to a certain Usurper King's clothes actually to me. Skyward Sword wise though, there's a lot to talk about in comparison. As an example, it seems to me like the hieroglyphics at the start of the trailer reference Skyward Sword. For example, when Demise lifted Zelda off the ground in Skyward Sword, it looks very similar to that. Not to mention the hero falling in general and the whole sky theme being directly ripped from Skyward Sword. Another bit of speculation I have is that the first time we see Link open the giant doors into the world might be from the Forgotten Temple. It looks very close to that sort of area on the map, and not to mention that sort of giant door is almost identical to the door in the sealed temple. And that prospect, after all the speculation on that front, is very exciting to me. Now let's move on to talking about the Zonai. Seriously, I didn't think this theory had a chance of actually being a thing in Breath of the Wild 2, but now that it likely is, I am more than down for it. Throughout this trailer, Zonai symbols have been spotted absolutely everywhere, from the logo itself, the design of some luminous symbols seen on the ground at the end of the trailer, and on a slightly different note, and something that a user in my Discord pointed out thanks to both Darunia and a human rock in the Discord. There is a very mysterious thing sat on the floor in the final few frames of the trailer. It looks a little bit like the head of a shrine, but since the shrines are gone now, what could it be? Maybe the new shrine equivalent, or maybe an outcrop of new energy that seems to be used everywhere in the next game? Who knows, but I'll definitely be looking into this in my own time and probably doing a separate video on it in the coming weeks. To me it looks like it could be yet another way to get into the sky from the floor of the overworld, which is a pretty interesting prospect. Seriously though, there are dragon heads hidden all around this trailer, the huge door at the start of the trailer, hidden around little architectural pieces around the map, at the very end in the logo. It's everywhere, and I truly believe we could be seeing the Zonai, or whoever this race of people are that we've been talking about for however long now, who will likely be sporting a new brand in the next game with the symbol that we can see on the shield that we've been given from the last couple of trailers now. Another thing in a line of stuff that I'm so overly excited for is legitimately just how damn epic the open world looks. In contrast to everything that we thought up until this point, it seems like it's going to be a complete seamless transition between the sky and the ground in the open world, and that makes the game feel just that little bit more epic. Seriously, look at this giant shot in the trailer. You can see a sky island that looks just a little like Skyloft, which is absolutely giant, but most of the sky islands look amazing because they're just so different and unique, and they look like I'm easily going to be able to explore them for a few hours at a time if I want to, and I can't wait to go through that process. Recently I've been trying to find my favourite places in Breath of the Wild's map, and usually those places are right up at the top of the map, at the top of mountains, where I personally think you get the best views in the game. Having sky islands in the next game that overlook the usual overworld is so crazy to me, and will likely spur me to have some brand new favourite places around this overworld with some brand new amazing views. Another thing that excites me about this frame is the fact that Death Mountain seems to be oozing malice just like Hyrule Castle, which honestly leads me to believe that it might be one of our main dungeons in the game, since I'm guessing Hyrule Castle will, once again, be the final dungeon in the game, if not one of the final parts you do visit in the game before being transported elsewhere. I don't know. If Death Mountain is a dungeon though, which it seems like it could be, then that's great. My main hope in this regard is that all of the places that have malice oozing out of them are the dungeons in the next game. If they are, then don't show us where the dungeons are exactly when you check out the map screen, that presumably will be in the next game. I'd love to be able to see where you're supposed to go from just exploring the world, rather than checking your map screen and slowly making your way to that location that you can very clearly see right in front of you. It would honestly just feel a lot more natural to me, and natural progression is definitely more so what I'm hoping for in the next game, so it would be greatly appreciated. But since we're mainly talking about facts today, I think that's it, at least for now. I could speculate on a ton of stuff, but I have to leave some things for videos up until the Game Awards, so I think that's me done for now. Personally, I think the wait was worth it, and I am truly excited to play The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the 12th of May 2023. And I hope you stick with me and the channel until then. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, then please do support the channel by leaving a like rating and subscribing. You'll get news as quick as possible for Tears of the Kingdom, and you'll join the 25% of people who are subscribed currently. So thank you a ton if you do. The people you can see on screen right now are my Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much for the support, guys. Sumji and Jared Whedon are especially amazing for being my top paying patrons. Just look at the Triforce coloured names in that Triforce font. Thank you so much for the support, guys, it means the world to me. If you'd like to join them, then you can do it for as little as £1 or $1.50 a month. The link to my Patreon and all of my other social stuff is in the description, plus I recently made a membership in which you can become heroes on the channel. Just press that join button if you want to join. Thank you so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on Sunday. Until then, please do, stay safe.